Now you are listening to Working for You. I have with me the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Sean Richards. The numbers to call are 465-2555. Local, I think we have a call. Good afternoon, Working for You.
Good afternoon, and how are you?
Not too bad.
Okay, I would just want to call in to congratulate the Unity government on their first year of anniversary. And I want to say that so far they're doing a good job. I want to encourage them to, that the rollout that they had planned, in terms of the manifesto, that they will make sure to situate that they do all that they said they're going to do. And also, I want to say that I'm also glad that there is the relationship between St. Kitts and Nevis has improved quite a lot, 100%. There's no aggressiveness going on now between the two countries, and that's the way I would love to see it to be. However, one question I would like to ask is if there will be any meeting, like a general meeting, where everybody will be able to probably pose one or two questions, like it could be a town hall or something at Greenland. That's all I would like to know. From the Honorable Sean Richards.
Caller, I did say maybe about a minute or two ago that this evening at 7 p.m. we have a town hall meeting at the Anglican schoolroom on Victoria Road. During that meeting, persons can come and indeed ask questions.
Okay, so all right, I quite understand you.
So,
and I wish you all the best, Mr. Minister. You work very hard, and you achieve the goal to be in government. And I think so far you're doing a wonderful job. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, Carlo.
All right.
Working for You, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Williams and the Honorable Sean Richards.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling to add my congratulations to the government and to Mr. Richards in particular for what appears to be a reasonably good job that he's been doing, especially in light of the problems that he was landed in his lap with the Bastia High School. I only hope, Mr. Richards, that as you go forward, you did the necessary school inspectors to ensure that no other primary or secondary school in St. Kitts ever suffers the fate of the Bastia High School again. And secondly, as the new catchword these days is victimization, I just wanted to touch one that most persons have touched before, but another angle to it. The Governor General, yes, you did point out that the Governor General had resigned. But before he resigned, during the Privy Council trial pertaining to the Boundaries case and the shenanigans of the 16th of January 2015, one of the lords of the Privy Council had mentioned that the Governor General's involvement in the shenanigans of that day was bordering, or if not, was contemptuous of court, and that he would have to pass on such a report to Her Majesty the Queen. That alone deserves some kind of treatment to for the Governor General, because he should not be in a position where a law lord should find him contemptuous and have to report his actions to the Queen of England. Thank you.
What? Go ahead, Minister. There's no one on the line.
Thank you, caller, for your general vote of confidence in the job which is being done by the Team Unity administration. You did say that you hope that we are ensuring that the schools are being maintained so we don't have a repeat of the Bastia High School situation. Let me say here that my visits to the schools were done with Mr. Carl Francis, who is the project engineer manager attached to the Ministry of Education. Indeed, we are trying our best to ensure that the schools are properly maintained. Let me say thanks to Mr. Francis for the very good job that he is doing thus far, and also say thanks to all of the persons within the Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture for the guidance, for the support, for the work that they are doing on behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Working for you, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Is this the Bridger program?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
working for you.
Good afternoon. I would like to congratulate the government on their 1-year anniversary and also the Honorable Sean Richards personally.
Thank you.
And I have a question for the minister. I'm trying to find out, and I will await your answer off here, if any support at all is given to the private schools, because a number of us whose children attend private schools would have rallied behind the government last year this time, and so I'm trying to find out if any governmental aid at all is given to private schools, because we pay our taxes too, and we would like to get a fair share too. So I am holding your feet to the fire, and I'll await your answer off here. Thank you.
Indeed, we do give support to the primary school, the private schools. As a matter of fact, there has been a policy ongoing whereby the government pays for a teacher, a substitute teacher, at each of the primary schools. So that is support, financial support, which is given. Additionally, from time to time, the different primary schools, the private schools would have different needs. They would consult with the Ministry of Education, and insofar as we are able to do so, we provide the necessary support to these schools. For example, if they're building a new institution, they're looking for land, we work with them to identify land to ensure that the price is one which is affordable. They sometimes would ask for duty-free concessions for the different items, and as much as we are able to do so, we give all of the necessary support which is being sought by the private schools.
Working for you, good afternoon.
Yes, I had to return here. I want to applaud the Team Unity government, everybody who are part of the Team Unity government, and especially 6 big men who were legally elected to office. Honorable Premier of Nevis, Mr. Vance Emery, and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Mark Brantley, Honorable Sean Richards, Honorable Eugene Hamilton, Honorable Sam Kondo, and Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, now the Prime Minister. 6 big men has been victimized democratically because they stand up for what was right and they condemn what was wrong. They were victimized by Edmund Lawrence when he was governor because he ignored every application they sent to him for him to notice that they were not standing for no foolishness with the former leader of the government. They had no confidence in him, and they wrote him letters, and he ignored them. So what did you call that? That is not victimization of people's democratic rights? Let them go and think again. Mr. Richard, you all hold on. Stay together. Birds of a feather flock together. Who God bless, no man curse. And I could tell you something more. The lady who speak about the child for so many years, the child, she also has a foster child who was ignored for years of supportment by somebody in the former administration who never turned their back on that child and never give that child what he's supposed to get. Thank you very much. That is victimization. Have a good day.
Thank you. Working for you, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to commend all the ministers of government for their humility and their hard work. As an armchair observer, I notice that each one is actually committed to duty and each one is working very hard. You cannot see any of them slacking their duties, and that is a part of the key to their success. I'm hoping that for the next year, a number of things can happen. And I hope that I can actually touch base with some of them on a personal basis and share my views. So continue to do your hard work, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Working for you, good afternoon. Working for you.
So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Minister, the health school have been standing there unused for over a year now. What is happening with it? I thought by now it should have been taken down and uprooted and thrown across all over there.
Caller, what was the first part of your question?
Party?
We did not hear. Could you clarify what you were saying?
Yeah, I'm saying that the Barclay High School have been standing there for unused for over a year now. Since the government went into office. So I'm saying that why it's not being taken down and uprooted and thrown across all over there. I mean, and the ground sanitized and so on and so forth for a new school. It is just there standing. What's the plan for the school? What's the plan for the building? Could you tell us what's happening? Because I think it should have been done by now. Thanks a lot.
Okay, caller. Thank you. Working for you, good afternoon.
Yes, President, good afternoon. One quick question. It's been banted about all over, and I would just like the Minister Richards, to clarify this, please, because the opposition is using this and putting it over in our kind of wrong ways. I just wanted to clarify it. What is really going on with the REACH program up at the Clarence Fitzroy College? This thing needs to be clarified because the opposition is using this as some serious ammunition against the government right now. Thank you.
Go ahead, Minister.
I think it was 3 callers back.
Yes.
What I would say to that caller is that we continue to remain open to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, so that if there's anything you would wish to share with any of the ministers, I think we will gladly accommodate you. To the caller who spoke to the former Bastille High School compound and indicated that by now we should have torn down those buildings and, according to him, throw them over Oldwood Bay. The first priority for the government was ensuring that the students are comfortably housed elsewhere. And we spent some $5 million to do so. That, I think, has been more important to the students and the teachers than anything else. To tear down that compound, there is a cost attached to it. But even without the cost that is attached to it, let us also recognize that we have not had any report thus far which has been conclusive as to what has been causing the illnesses which were being experienced by the teachers and students up at Bastille High School. Now, it perhaps means that maybe some further testing would be done, because at some point in time a decision has to be made relative to the usage of that particular area in whatever capacity is so determined. Maybe after further testing there might be something more conclusive which would guide the government in a particular direction, whether it is you need to completely remove the buildings which are there, whether it is you have to remove some soil from there and replace it with soil. So until those particular decisions are made, until we have some sort of report which can guide us in a particular direction, I don't think that the wisest thing at this particular point in time would be to go and pull down buildings, etc., not knowing specifically what is the issue there. You may decide to go and remove the dot from there, refill it, leave up the buildings, and then you still have the very same problems. You may decide to go remove the buildings, leave the dot as is, and then you still have the very same problems. So the government has to be wise and must be guided accordingly. Relative to the REACH program, this is a program which has been discussed by the cabinet on more than one occasion. We have had concerns expressed by various persons about the REACH program, and concerns, and when I say concerns, we have had the good and we have had the bad relative to the REACH program. No doubt the REACH program has assisted students in attending, be it AVEC, the Bastia Sixth Form College, the CFBC, and the other institutions which have benefited from the REACH program, or where you have students attending. Now, the cabinet decided to put a committee together to do an evaluation of the REACH program to guide the cabinet in making a decision with the REACH program. Let me interject here that the REACH program was being funded by SIDF. We are also aware of the fact that since the change of administration, we have for the most part halted all of the transactions, all of the work being done by SIDF, and so the REACH program was affected as a result of that. However, what we have said to the registrar of CFBC is to ensure that all students are able to register to do exams, etc., regardless as to whether or not they are in a financial position to pay, so that there shouldn't be any student not being able to undertake exams because of the fact that the REACH program has been halted at this particular point in time while the government makes a decision as to the continuity of the program. We even went so far as to speak with the Ministry of Finance to get advice from the Ministry of Finance as to if it is in a position in the interim to meet the cost of the REACH program. I also know that the temporary board, the interim board for SIDF, has been looking at that particular program to see if in the interim anything can be done to assist the students. It is just that the government has decided to move cautiously. The government is doing a review of the program, just as the government has done a review of several different programs that we met in place. The one-on-one laptop program, persons have stated their views on it, but we had a report from UNESCO which said to us that for the most part that program probably has been a waste of resources, because when you look at the schools, the teachers were not prepared in terms of having the capacity to teach the children using the laptops. Some of the teachers themselves do not even know how to use laptops. When you look at our classrooms, the classrooms are not equipped for the laptops. When you look at the students, ask the majority of students where those laptops are. They can't show them to you because they have already destroyed them, whether it is accidentally or otherwise. The majority of students, they do not have the laptops. What the government did is to ask the Ministry of Finance to provide us with quite a large sum of money to ensure that the schools themselves are equipped in terms of their computer labs. Because here it is, you had a program in place giving laptops to all of the students in high schools, and when you go to the majority of the schools and you visit the computer labs, the computers in the labs are not functioning, they are not working. So neither in the labs you can find computers, and when you ask the students about the laptops are not working. The biggest complaint I've had from parents and teachers about the one-on-one laptop program is, my child had a laptop, the laptop mash up, the ministry can't replace it. That is what you're hearing mostly from parents and from students that the laptops have been destroyed, not what is this ministry or this administration going to do differently to ensure that my child can get better usage of the laptops in the schools. And no one has to take my word for it. You have parents here. You have parents listening. Go to the schools. Ask the children, where are the laptops? They don't have them to show you.
Mister, we have to close the lines. We are out of time. So I would ask you, what would you like to say in departing?
In coming to an end, I said to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis that Team Unity is thankful for the opportunity you have given to us to make your lives better. We are working on behalf of all of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We have had a year in office. To date, we have delivered on some of the promises that we have made you. We will continue to deliver on your behalf. As you have concerns, as you have ideas, we are open to listening to you. The moderator, Mr. Williams, he did ask me what the consultative approach has been like, which has made this government a government working on behalf of the people. The consultative approach isn't just about the ministers of government. The consultative approach is even more so about you, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And when I say you, the people, I am not just referring to those of you who would have voted for the various Team Unity candidates. I am speaking to all of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We want to hear from you. Whether it is criticism or whether it is giving us praises for what we have done to date, we want to hear from all of the people. Because you are the ones who we are working on behalf of. You are the one who must guide us as to many of the things that you would like to see being done on your behalf to make life better for you, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. This evening at 7 p.m., you have yet a next opportunity to come and to speak individually, face to face, with your ministers of government. 7 p.m. at the Anglican Church Room at Victoria Road. Tomorrow evening, we go to Nevis to hear likewise from the people of Nevis. We are inviting all persons to come on out regardless of political persuasion. Come and speak to your government. Thank you.
Minister Richards, I want to thank you so much. And like so many of the callers, I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate the Cabinet of Ministers on the first year anniversary since the government was elected to office. And I do know that there has been a lot been done, and I do know that there are many plans that the administration has to advance the agenda of people in St. Kitts. So thank you very much. We want to thank all the callers and we want to thank all the listeners to the program for tuning in and listening to us today. I am Les Roy Williams, your host. This has been Working for You, and we will be back next week.
Working for You. A weekly talk radio program which highlights developments of national interest and the activities of your St. Kitts Nevis government. Join host Les Roy Williams as he presents news, views, reports, and interviews about everything regarding the activities of the Team Unity government and the building of our communities and the development of St. Kitts Nevis. Tune in and call in to interact with your government and share your views regarding the upward forward development of your community and our beautiful Twin Island Federation. station. Working for You is weekly, every Wednesday live from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on ZIZ Radio, Win FM, and Sugar City FM with rebroadcast on participating stations. Working for You.